Welcome to another edition of The Passion of the Digital Artist. And now here he is, your favorite digital artist and mine, Jeff Mueller.
We worked on that a little bit this week, didn't we?
Oh yes, we did.
That sounded really good. So
oh, thank you.
We'll start. You throw in the sax, and I think we got an intro.
Yeah, I think we do.
So I just like to tell you right now, me and Xavier, it's the start of the Super Bowl. We just had the coin toss with the start in the Super Bowl. P.S. We've already had some Abyss absinthe to start off. Ordered the wings. The wings are here. We got the chips and all food, and then we're drinking
some old Pulteney Scotch, which it's a very fine single malt Scotch, and it has a good peat smoke taste to it. Probably open pot malted for you Scotch aficionados.
And the reason why we're vlogging at the start is because really, I love football, but either both these teams I hate, and I don't care who wins. I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna not vote, but I'm gonna cheer for the Giants today because there's a couple reasons. I've got people who are pushing for them, so I'm cheering for other people.
I think I'm gonna cheer for the Giants because Tom Brady's won 3 Super Bowls and he's married to Giselle.
That's a good reason.
So, you know, I think I'm gonna cheer for the Giants.
All right, so to make this quick, today I'm going to cover the year in review show. Tuesday the voting's over. So I'm tweeting, Facebooking. If you haven't voted yet, it's on the website. Go to the front page, vote for me, vote for my portfolio. I'd like to be able to get a loft in New York City and $2,500, and I'm in the show, so it'd be nice. I'm pulling for that. I got my hopes up high.
Yep, and when you vote, be signed into Facebook because it's going to you have to do a like, and it'll put the link in Facebook, so on and so forth.
So when I got my email, I already had 399 on Friday morning, so I was really pumped up. And I've kind of gone overboard. I'm asking anybody who follows me, or anybody who's been retweeting, Facebook, Google+, Stumble, Tumblr. I'm out there asking. If you're there, please give me your vote. I would greatly appreciate it if I win this. This will make
Did you say Stumbler instead of Tumblr?
No. There's a place called Stumble.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
There's Tumblr.
Okay.
No, there's Tumble.
Okay.
Tumble, Stumble. They're all out there. So there's Tumblr and Stumble.
Okay. Well, my ignorance.
So in my tweeting, I've been talking to a lot of people, and thank you everybody who's voted for me so far. You guys are wonderful. But in my endeavors as I've been tweeting, I've gotten into quite a few conversations, and one of the people I talked on Twitter made a suggestion of why I didn't showcase in the last vlogs my artwork, and the reason why is because I've showcased them in the past, but that all of a sudden hit me. I've been watching, I watch other reality shows, and sometimes they're very redundant in what they review, and I get mad. I'm like, why do I have to know what this is, and why do I have to know over and over and over? Well, the reason is because there's always new people. So so what I'm gonna do is next week we'll have the return of Social Media Hero of the Week. There's been a lot of you this week, and I'm gonna pick one, and a couple of you will down the line be in there. But once again, everybody in social media has been so great and so kind. But then the other thing is I've decided to showcase a painting, talk about it, and this week it's Maestro. And I got Maestro right back here.
You know, and Jeff, before we get into that, let's talk about the concept of the series again for those people who haven't seen it. The social media multimedia series it's really, in my opinion, it's really unique in that the topic is social interaction and expressing that across multiple medias and people interacting. And the thing is, you're taking your paintings, and I'll let you detail the process, but you're going from the real world and into the virtual world and then back out into the real world through the creative process. And I just think that is so unique in that it's like the painting, the subject, the work, the output, and the technology used in the process is all inclusive or intrinsic to each other.
And that is from the moment of conception. I was at the restaurant with my wife, And when the idea hit me, it all was there. And exactly what you said, the whole idea of what to do was there. It was then through months and months of creating this project, being able to express what the idea was. And that is what I think is so visionary, is that idea, overall, this project as a whole, the fact that the paintings, the promotion, the painting on it in the real world and painting on it in the virtual world, all those things coming together to make one giant project. And that is the unique part about this. So, and each individual painting is different from the other one, but also the same, and it has every bit of importance. This study in sociology, the way people socialize through social media and through parties and coffee shops and restaurants and art galleries,
events,
and children's concerts.
Talk about that painting there, Jim.
Yes, Maestro. This is very unique, and it really pretty much covers the family structure and the unity of what's going on today. And really, this particular piece, when I conceived it, when I got it and put it into place, it made sense to me in the fact, based off of it, I wanted this painting to feel like you were sitting in the audience watching this performance, as if you were in the first row, sitting right there watching the performance as I was. And that is what I tried to portray. So if you look at everything that's going on, you could tell that I'm right side stage left, and I'm also looking at the conductor, the most important part of what's going on. But overall, the whole flow of the painting. And then when I went back into the painting after I painted it through the digital, what I did to give the depth perception, as if you're sitting there, that you've got this closeness of that you're right there, and you can hear, you can almost hear the music, but then you also can see what the conductor's doing. And as he goes back in there, and he is the most, by being the conductor, being the most important part of a performance, but putting the children in the foreground, it balances it to a point where it's almost its own piece of music in itself.
What I like is how you brought, you know, you're drawing attention to both the conductor who's leading the music and the young gentleman on the, you know, in the foreground there who's playing it. It's like they have an equal emphasis in the painting.
And I just played with the light, and what you can see here is that the conductor is in the light as should be, but as him being in the foreground, he's really right up front, but he's not lit as brightest. So I toned him down just a little bit because he was just popping out so much. But then you have in the background some of the other children being lit, which then he's forward, but at the same time you see them.
Because
so
of the light emphasis.
It draws you into the painting.
Yep. Now let's talk about the toning down again, and since we are recapping. This started out as a photo, right, at your son's band concert.
Right. It's a combination of 3 low-res digital photos taken by the same camera that we're using to do the high-definition video. Then what I do is go through, look at all the pictures that I've taken, and then I have them, let's say this particular part of what was going on I loved, but the conductor just wasn't in the right place. Well, I have 5 other shots of the conductor. I picked the right conductor. He pops in. Then right through here, the lighting wasn't quite where I wanted, and it was really nice in another. So the conductor was from one, this area is from one, and this area is from another. I use my retouching skills to put them all together. Then I use my digital painting skills and use this as, like I like to call it, the photograph is an underpainting, in which I then completely paint over the top of it. It allows me to get the colors that already exist in the painting, but then I will go and change colors for composition. For instance, she was not wearing a red. I believe this was brown, but I really wanted to make it red so that it would pull you over here to pull you to this part, because if this was just part, if you take a look at that, you just kind of all of a sudden that allows you to continue and go through, and that's
it balances it very well. So when you say you did the composite of three photos, then you did a certain amount of that rendering on the computer, and then explain the next step.
Well, then you print it out onto the canvases, the 30 by 60s, look at what you have, and then based off of what you want to do with the space, now that you physically have it in front of you, you can adjust color. I'll change colors, I will add detail into faces, where I feel there wasn't enough or something isn't right, I'll just fix it. I fix it, and then I also play with lights and darks. Sometimes there's too many lights and I'll just paint them out, or I'll add, but I don't paint on them just to paint on them. All the brush strokes that happen on this are on this for a specific reason.
It's a very interesting piece, and I might say that it goes very well with the decor of your living room here. Jeff, and folks, Jeff is the gadget man of gadget mans. I mean, he is into being connected and online at all time through his iPhone, his tablet, of course his desktop computer, his car. I mean, he is connected, and he really loves that. But then you can see what he does with the acrylics. I guess, Mike, the $50 question, Jeff, is what of the whole creative process? What do you like better, the assembling on the computer, or when you finally get to put the old-fashioned acrylic to it?
No, I love it all. And the last part of is that I was also trained to use the airbrush, and I have to work out in the future how I can also paint with acrylics, airbrush on the paintings. This way I'm covering all the skills that I've been trained to do. I love every aspect of the project. Every part of it excites me. I love mixing paints. I love actually painting on it, but I love working with the paints in the computer also. It's just, there's nothing I don't like about it. I like promoting it. The whole process is just kind of such a positive stimulus in my life, and keeps me going and just frees me from something that I never knew I needed freeing from.
Well, it's magnificent. And so in closing, I think we have to say, who do you think's going to win? Not who do you want to win, but who do you think's going to win?
Giant. No. Who do I think's going to win? I don't know. I have no idea. It's like I'm gonna watch, and it should be fun, good game.
Yep. Neither of us have a horse in the race this year, really.
No, that's for sure. Yeah. And it's just my horse was beaten by the horse that's in there.
Right. Right. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, in closing, folks, enjoy the Super Bowl. Whether you're drinking old Pulteney Scotch or whatever, drink responsibly. Drink only if you're of legal age. Be careful. Get a designated driver and enjoy the game. Until next week, see you later.